As indicated at the beginning of our show, we are zooming in on the pupils' safety at the schools. The Gauteng Education Department has instituted an independent investigation into the death of a 13-year-old pupil from Parktown Boys High at an orientation camp near Brits in the northwest. And before we speak to Steve Mabona, who is supposed to be joining us in this conversation, we've got our reporter here, Sipha Kema, who's been following the story for us, who joins us in studio now. Sipha, one of the things that came out, you managed to speak exclusively to the mother yesterday, was the raw pain in which she's still in, and the questions that she's been left with. Firstly, just take us back to that moment where you are asking her for an interview, because sometimes you do have to balance as a journalist, that being a journalist as well as a human at the same time.
Well, that's completely true, Bongiwe. I mean, you have to, at the end of the day, you have a job to do, but at the same time, you have to be sensitive. I mean, a mother just lost her son. But the thing about this is we actually did not even ask her for this interview. We arrived home and we had an interview scheduled with the uncle, as every media house had. But the uncle was not around. So I asked to speak to the brother because we wanted a different approach. I mean, we are your views, your news. So we wanted to find out more about the boy, growing up, what kind of characters he had, his personalities, aspirations, so the brothers agreed to sit with us, and then that's when we started the conversation. They started telling us about the relationship that they had, taking us down memory lane. They fondest memories of their baby brother, because he's literally their baby brother. He's the youngest of the family. And then that's when afterwards I said, okay, just to now get an elder who can just tell us how the family receives this news. And they just said, you know what, just hold on. Let's just speak to Mama and see if she can't speak to you. And she agreed. And she just said, okay, no, it's fine. Let's talk. And that's when it was really sad, because and heartbreaking, and you don't know what to ask someone in that case. I mean, I didn't even know where to start. So I just said, just talk. Tell us your story. This is your story. This is your pain. Tell us your pain. And that's when she started with how they were told, how they found out, rushing to the school. From the school, they were given transportation to the campsite, what happened when they got to the campsite, what they were told when they got to the campsite. And I mean, she did tell us that, she trusted the school. They told her, don't panic, don't worry, we have things under control. So you can go back to the actual camp accommodation, take a shower, have supper, relax, we've got this. And she said, we trusted them. But Monday morning, and Friday morning, sorry.
When she talks about describing the body and how she found it, what did she tell you about that moment when she is being made aware of what just happened, and how did she receive the news?
I think with her and watching her and looking at her and talking to her, you could see she was tired. She had cried out all her tears. She had nothing left in her to cry at that point. But when she found out that that was her son, she was in complete disbelief. She said she could not believe that was her son. That's when she had begged them to show her the body so that she could finally, come to terms with it. That's her son. That's her baby, her 13-year-old that is lying there. Which, of course, she went to go see, and she was warned that, look, it doesn't look good. And she said, I'm a strong woman. I can handle it. That's when they took her there. She didn't break down, though.
And Sipha, I'm going to ask us just to pause for a bit there and really just hear from the mother herself, telling us, just some of what she's feeling at this point and what went through her mind, at that time when she found out this was her son.
I cannot sleep peacefully. Well, I don't know where my son is. I cannot eat. I don't know if my son ate. For me, I thought maybe the boy get lost in the bush, because they told us after the first activity was in water, then they walk for 8 kilometers after having lunch. Oh. All those information from them, it was, for me, it was lie. You understand? I was having that hope to say that maybe Enoch get lost in the bush. They said no, he's not allowed to see the body like that. We are allowed to see the body in the mortuary. I said no. I cannot accept that. I want to see that body. I'm the mother. If he's my son, I'll identify his face.
A devastating description there, Sipha. You know, you're also going out now to another story, another drowning. Parents in mourning. What is the department telling us about the latest incident?
Well, for now, the department only has, of course, the information that they were given by the school, which is that the poor little boy tragically lost his life in the school. His lifeless body was found inside the pool, the school pool at the boarding school. So today, the department has gone to actually visit the family and to pay their condolences to the family. And that's where we're going to find out, you know, what steps is the department going to take with this particular case. Are we seeing at another private or independent investigation? So we'll find out later on at 11.
Thank you so much, Sipha, for coming through. It certainly is, you know, a very difficult time for the education department here in Gauteng.